good evening, everybody, and welcome. The weather wasn't great today, but I guarantee we have a great show for you here tonight, right? I'm Barry Lineback, and with me is the president of the Kitsilano Showboat Society, Costa Chatsaspiris.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Kids Showboat.
Now, on July 1st, we had a special dedication here at Showboat, and it was one of the nights that we recognized our very own Order of Canada recipient, B. Lineback. And I'd like to call my daughter, Heather Lineback, up on the stage, B. Lineback's granddaughter. Okay, let's smile. Now, most of you knew my mother, Captain B. Lineback, as Captain B, but I also knew her as mom. And either way, she was the face of Kitsilano Showboat and one of the greatest volunteers that Canada ever had. Her achievements are in the program book. It's just remarkable how much this woman did. But the reason we're dedicating tonight is Mom was also had a very strong connection to the Kitsilano Boys Band. When I was 11 years old, she took me over to Mr. Delmont's house up on Dunbar Street there, and I thought I was going to go and have a play date with some kids or something. Apparently, I was going to learn how to play an instrument. I went inside. He asked me, "What do you want to play?" And I said, "I want to play the sousaphone over there in the corner, that thing that wraps all around you." I thought it was so cool. He put a trumpet in my hand and said, "You are now a trumpet player." And this was just the beginning of our family connection to the Mr. Delmont and to the Kitsilano Boys Band. Mom went on to serve many roles with the band, including the band auxiliary, chaperone on gigs, fundraising, and so much more. She was a true volunteer. And this year, Parks and Rec kindly replaced the stage surface here at Kitsilano Showboat, and we saw it as a great opportunity to dedicate our new stage as the B Lineback stage at the Kitsilano Showboat, and that's what we have here tonight. Now, at this time, I would like to call another great friend of Mom's and another Order of Canada recipient onto the stage. They have worked together on many performing arts committees, including the P&E Talent Show. Ladies and gentlemen, the legendary Mr. Dale Richards.
Thank you. What a pleasure to be part of these proceedings this evening. Thank you for the invitation. Very pleased to be here. I have a lot of fond memories of V. I have a lot of fond memories of this showboat. And I have a lot of fond memories of Mr. Delamont. I joined Mr. Delamont's band in 1933, and our first trip was to be to Chicago for the World's Fair. You all know about that if you're fans of the band. And we were sort of taken aback when he was first announcing this, because Chicago to us is sort of a never land. We didn't know much about it, but it sounded awfully glamorous and adventurous. So we asked him, and one night after rehearsal, just in fun, "What happens, Mr. Delamont, if we should win this contest in Chicago?" Just thinking we'd never win, but he had all the confidence in the world, of course. Typical answer was, "Not if we'll win, we will win, and after that, the next year, we'll go to the old country and compete there." And he just said it effortlessly as though it was a normal thing, but it was the old country to us is like Neverland, so far away. But that was Mr. Delamont, totally ambitious and an eye to the future, and always an eye to his band members. So it's been my pleasure all through my life to reminisce about the days with the Kitsilano Boys Big Hand, because I'm convinced that Mr. Delamont shaped my life, and I'm not alone. Jimmy Pattison is also convinced that Mr. Delamont shaped his life. Oh, a great man.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Kitsilano Showboat was built in Kit's Pool in 1935, and in its first season, Bert Emery went down and talked to Mr. Delamont, and the Kitsilano Boys Band was one of the first groups to perform on this stage in 1935. Here we are 80 years later, and they're still one of our most requested acts ever to come down to Showboat. The band has performed all over the world with many first-place finishes in world music competition, and Mr. D is a legend in the music industry and has formulated the musical careers of many of his students, some of which you'll meet tonight during the performance. We are very pleased tonight to celebrate our 80th season with the band Alumni and their 87th year as a band. Ladies and gentlemen, let's put your hands together in welcoming the internationally known, the Vancouver Kitsilano Boys Band Alumni here at Showboat.
Good evening and welcome, and thank you for coming out on this cloudy day. When we did this last 2 years ago, it was a baking, broiling, hot, sunny day, and everybody was burning in the band. So this is actually a little refreshing. 2 years ago, I had the privilege of conducting this group. My name is Doug Macaulay, and I direct the West Vancouver Youth Band, which was also founded by Arthur Delamont in 1930. And we're the last surviving of the Delamont bands, unfortunately, in terms of being a continuous running organization. And some of our alumni are now playing along with this group as well. It's a real honor to be in front of this ensemble. 2 years ago, I was to share the conducting duties with 2 other people, and that didn't quite work out. I ended up doing the whole thing. And this time, I was to share it with a couple of other people, and that wasn't working out. But then it did. And we have the great fortune of having a wonderful conductor with us. Tak Maeda is the conductor of the adult bands in West Vancouver in the same band room. He shares our space with the West Vancouver Youth Band. He conducts the Sea to Sky Wind Ensemble. He's a marvelous trumpet player, conductor, and an extraordinary instrument repairman as well. Please welcome Tak to the stage.
Good evening. It's always nice to hear band warming up with march. So now they are warmed up nicely. I hope. So now we are about to play. Written by Peter de Rhodes, Colorama. This is one of the nice old-time arrangements. Enjoy. this piece called Rama. It's one of the pieces they have been played many times. So they know this music much more than I do. So at the rehearsals, I didn't have to give them any direction or instruction. They tell me what to do. It's really nice to be here. Okay, next piece is a nursery rhyme. Everybody can enjoy, maybe we even sing with us. The Teddy Bear's Picnic. Sounding great.
It's like tag team conducting. As Tak was saying, that the band was able to tell him how the piece was going to go because they'd played it many times. I'll tell you, in working with this band over the years, many times I've heard, so will you be doing this as Delamont did? Well, if you could tell me how that goes, I'll definitely do that. And this next piece is an example very much of Arthur Delamont's style. This is a secular hymn called Denton Park. And one of the hallmarks of his style in pieces like this was these incredibly long phrases, creating the illusion that nobody breathes through the entire piece. And it's a beautiful, beautiful sound. And there are very few bands who make this sound, especially today. It is a unique sound to this organization. So I hope you enjoy Denton Park.
I don't even have to tell you the name of the tune next one, because as soon as you hear the melody, you will know it.